Governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Sheriff Oberewori, has officially defected from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC. The announcement was made following a closed-door meeting at the Government House in Asaba on Wednesday evening. The governor's chief press secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, who confirmed the decision, said the decision was reached after wide consultations with political stakeholders and in the interest of Delta's long-term development. Oberewori, who emerged victorious in the 2023 gubernatorial election under the PDP platform, was received by senior APC officials in what political analysts are already describing as a strategic realignment with significant implications ahead of the 2027 general elections. Also, there are indications that suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara is warming up to making concessions to ease the political tension in the state. This followed Fubara's meeting with President Bola Tinubu in London during the latter's 18-day retreat in Europe. The meeting, confirmed by the Africa Report, was at the request of Governor Fubara, who first came into office in May 2023. We have Chief Jackson Lekan Ojo, security expert, on standby on Zoom to talk to us about political permutations in Delta and Rivers State. Good evening, Chief Jackson.
For having me here.
It's a tsunami of defections, especially from PDP to APC. The one that happened in Delta State. We have the immediate past governor who also was the vice presidential candidate for PDP in the last general election. We also have the Delta State governor, Sheriff, Honorable Sheriff, defecting with almost all his cabinet members. And I also heard that the speaker is in the picture. We saw this happening just yesterday. Did you see it coming? I mean, especially just a couple of days after the PDP governors met in Oyo State, where they said they were not in on any merging, on any coalition plans. And the other day, the governor of Akwa Ibom State said that he is in support of President Tinubu's second tenure. And now a proper defection has happened. Did it come to you as a surprise?
No, it's never a surprise at all. I expect it from any one of them. When you look across the country today, I think we can only figure out maybe one or two persons that have remained in their political party since 1999 up to date. So most of these people are a political party in Nigeria. They are not ideologically based. So anybody can move from anywhere. You see the progressive, leaving the progressive element to go and join the reactionaries. You see the reactionaries going to join the conservatives. That is the nature of our Nigeria politics. So there is no party in Nigeria that is ideologically based. And most of the political figures, they are not principled. They are no political principle. They are no political stability, even in their mind, in their thinking, in their reasoning. So you can expect anything from any Nigerian politician at any time, because none of them feel secured, particularly when they are not in the ruling party at the federal. They don't feel secured. And what they think, they are not thinking about the progress of their respective state or their people. They think about the next election. So how comfortable are they in the next election will determine their movement. So I'm not surprised at all.
Announced the other day that the APC will secure all 6 states in the South-South geopolitical zone. And with what happened in Delta State yesterday, that's one state down. with the pronouncements coming from his own state governor, it's another state about to follow suit. Do you think that the political embroglio in Rivers State is also some sort of plot for APC to also take over Rivers State in 2027?
There was no need for state of emergency to have been declared in Rivers State, and the governor was suspended. What happened was that the tsunami you are seeing now is a strategy, it's a tactics towards preparing ground for smooth riding of Mr. President to enter triumphantly back to Aso Rock 2027. And they could do this, they don't want to do it through persuasion because they know most of these people are not trustworthy. Most of them, some of them are corrupt, and when they show their corruption goes there to them, and they tell them that EFCC could go against you, could go after you because of this, they begin to be jittery. And at the end of the day, what do I do? Then they have to decamp. Let me veer a little bit. There was a corruption case against Akpabio some time ago when he was the Senate Minority Leader. But suddenly, somebody that was commissioner under PDP, governor 8 years under PDP, senator for the first time in the Senate, and he became the Senate Minority Leader, suddenly he decamped. And don't forget what Akpabio, what Osomole said, Senator Osomole, some time ago, when he was the national chairman of APC. He said, when you cross to APC, your sins are forgiven. So these people that they know that maybe they have committed financial sin, political sin, for their sin to be forgiven, they don't have to cross over. That is it. After all, they are not crossing based on the party ideology. Their party do not have any ideology. The other party they are crossing to do not have any ideology. So they are crossing because of their own interest. And don't be surprised, between now and 2027, they may cross back again when they discover that that place may not be too comfortable for them. And that is when you will hear them saying, I'm coming back to my home. That is it. So we expect this from Nigeria politicians. They are unstable in nature, in character. Their mannerism, they are unstable. So what do you expect from an unstable character?
Ojo, perhaps the internal party crisis in PDP could have pushed those who decamped in Delta State out of PDP into APC.
Let me be bold to tell you that I'm a chieftain of APC. You may be surprised. But I want to tell you clearly today that the crisis in APC is more than the crisis in any other political party in Nigeria today. 2 years after the assumption of the present national chairman, has there been any neck meeting of the party? No neck meeting of the party, because they believe there is neck meeting of that party today. The national chairman of the party today, was he elected by the NEC? Was he elected by the convention? No. And what the party said in their constitution is that if any national chairman lost his office through death, through weakness, and through maybe expulsion, definitely that same zone will produce the next national chairman. That means immediately after the resignation of Abdullah Adamu from APC as the national chairman, North Central supposed to produce another national chairman, but President himself took it to Kano from the Northwest. So they are not comfortable. I want to tell you today, if there's any next meeting today, vote of no confidence might be passed against the incumbent governor. So what they are doing with the peace in APC today is the piece of the graveyard. A lot of people are not happy. How can the Northwest produce the national chairman? How the same Northwest produce the Speaker of the House of Reps? The same Northwest produce the Deputy Senate President? The same Northwest produce the 2 ministers of Defense? It is not done that way. So there is no peace in APC. They are just postponing the evil days ahead. I'm telling you. And when there will be serious eruption from the angle of APC, it might be worse. And you see exodus of people moving out of APC. After all, we're very close to the next election. A lot of interest. Are you telling me Sheriff now will be giving express to run as the sole governorship candidate of APC in Delta State? No. A lot of people, a lot of interest that have been there. Obioma Agege and others, they are still going to contend with him. And no matter how, he met some people on ground. That is it.
What mechanisms do you think should be introduced to ensure accountability and justice in cases of, political corruption and electoral malpractice in this state?
Come again.
I asked that what mechanisms should be introduced in order to curb, political malpractice and political corruption rather and electoral malpractices in this state.
There is nothing anybody can do about that. What is bringing about corruption? What is bringing about electoral malpractices? When the characters, when they are unstable, when you have unstable characters at the end of affairs, what do you expect? There is nothing meaningful that can come from an unstable character. Our leaders, our political leaders are unstable. So nothing meaningful could come from them. And I want to tell you, issue of corruption today is a celebrated issue in this country. Issue of vote rigging is a celebrated issue in this country. And there is nothing that somebody can cite, even periscopically, that there won't be corruption again, that a system is coming to stop corruption, a system is coming to stop electoral malpractices. No, now, for somebody to be so comfortable, that means your party in government must be performing seriously, because performance is the major political strategy and tactics. And these people are not performing. So there is no other tactics or strategy other than maneuvering. So that is it. Nobody should be expecting a free and fair election or corruption-free system in Nigeria anytime soon.
Leadership styles of key political leaders in Delta State. When you mentioned Omo Agege, I remembered the House of Reps scenario way back. Which assembly was that? But I want us to look at the governors. PDP has been on board in Delta State the past 16 years. We even had the immediate past governor Okowa contest as vice presidential candidate during the general elections, and the incumbent was also elected on the platform of PDP. And if their leadership, their governance style suits the people of Delta State, do you think it will also sway them in that direction? I mean, voting whoever is in power or voting for PDP during the next elections?
What has been the performance of Governor Sheriff as he emerged as the governor of Delta State? What has been his performance? Are his people very comfortable? Are they very happy with him, with his performance? No. And the power belongs to these people if they know how to use the power. That means the next election is not the numbers of governors that decamp, the numbers of senators that decamp that matters. It is what matters is the characters, the people of Delta State we want to vote for in the next election. I wouldn't be surprised that Okowa was secretary to Delta State government under PDP. He became PDP governor for 8 years, PDP vice presidential candidate. And don't be surprised, sometimes ago, I think he was invited by the EFCC, over 2 trillion naira misappropriated during his tenure. And after 2 or 3 days, he was released. Did you know the reason why they released him? Maybe they tell him to go and think about it. And he has thought about it. If I can quote Osomole once again, cross to APC and let your sin be forgiven. So possibly now that he has crossed to PDP, to APC, his sin has been forgiven. So he's no longer a corrupt person. The 2 trillion now will be swept under the carpet. And don't forget, under him was the president governor that he came to. He was the Speaker of Delta State House of Assembly, the man that approved all the appropriation before the Senate budget. So there is no way anything concerning that 2 trillion will affect Okowa, that will not affect the incumbent governor. So the two of them have to just put their heads together for soft landing. Let them just cross so their sin will be forgiven. That is exactly what has happened.
It's already of APC, and Delta State now has moved over. And like I said earlier, Akwa Ibom State could be next in line in terms of pronouncement, but body language, we already know where the governor is headed to. But that of Rivers State is, aside speculations, is still enshrouded in uncertainty. The governor of Rivers State is on suspension and pronounced by the president, who he in turn went to London to visit. Or maybe he went to London for something else, but he had a meeting with the president. And at the end of the meeting, he pledged allegiance to President Tinubu. Chief Jackson, in your own view, are you seeing a possible defection of Sim Fubara anytime soon, maybe as a measure to sort out all the troubles he's been faced with as a governor of Rivers State?
Well, I see something like that happening very, very soon. Even before he traveled to London, I knew something like that was in the offing. But then, Axim Fubara has some good political tacticians around him. They will advise him that he could go and appeal to the conscience of Mr. President about his suspension, so that the suspension could be lifted. But for him to go and promise that he was going to decamp to APC, if you do that one, that would be the worst scenario that will happen in his life. He won't forget that cross-carpeting for the rest of his life. Because is it going, so does it mean if he cross to APC, does it mean Wike will forgive him? If he cross to APC, does it mean Tony Okocha will forgive him? If he cross to APC, does it mean he will no longer have battle with the members of the State House of Assembly that are not decamped according to them, that will remain in PDP? If the governor of Rivers State tried to decamp, I want to tell you, if we have opportunity,
remember that during the local government elections, he did something. All his loyalists who were contesting, used contested on another platform other than his party PDP. So is it not a if APC will give him what he wants, like you have said that most politicians dance a game dance of interest as against the concerns of the governed. Don't you think that if APC will sort him out, he would just quietly cross over?
My dear sister, there is what they call explosion and there is what they call implosion. If you want to damage a house, don't shoot from outside. If you shoot from outside, it's going to be an explosion and it may not have serious damage. But just go inside the house, find your way inside the house and throw the explosive. It will bring the entire building down. And when your enemies are trying to get you afar, they could not get you. The best way to get you is to lure you to come closer to them. By the time you come closer to them, they will have every opportunity to tie you and rope you and dump you somewhere. That's exactly what they want to do to Sim Fubara. They want him very close to them. They have attempted to deal with him while far away from them in the political party. So this time around, they want to bring him closer so they will be able to deal with him. Mark my word. Immediately Sim Fubara cross. Definitely, it will be disappointing a lot of persons in River State. 1. 2, it will be very close to them. He cannot dictate for the party. They will dictate for him. They will capture him. They will give him conditions that by the time he fails any of these conditions, his imminent impeachment will just come. Mark my word.
Chief, as we look towards the next electoral cycle, what are the potential scenarios for political alignment and coalition in Delta and Rivers states, and what factors could actually disrupt or rather stabilize the current political order?
Well, what is going on now is realignment and alignment. As some people are moving from APC now, from PDP to APC, there are some persons that will never be comfortable to work with these people that are just coming into APC. They will definitely move out of APC too. So before you see any stabilization now, it will be very, very close to election. Watch out what will happen before the second quarter of 2026. You will see what will happen. A lot of people are still going to move out because there are some people that are in parallel line with the people that are coming to APC now. By the time they come to APC, two parallel lines can never meet. Immediately these people are entering the APC. Some people will be, because of them, moving out of APC. So we never knew where the thing is going to fall. But at the end of the day, I am boldly telling you that Nigerian politicians are never steady, they are never stable, they are never reliable. Most of them that are even crossing to APC now, they are crossing to APC to become an eavesdropper, to enter the APC and gather enough intelligence, information of the APC, and they will go back to their party. Mark my word.
All the South states are multi-ethnical. Considering this issue, considering the diverse ethnic composition of River State and Delta State, do you see that playing a role during political alignment? Do you see that influencing ethnic sentiment, influencing voter behavior in 2027 election?
Ethnicity is a very serious factor in any part of the world. Religion is another serious factor in any part of the world. But the religion factor will not be very much around the south here. The ethnic factor will be very, very much here. Particularly, let me speak of that of River State. In River State, we have the upland and the riverine. So this dichotomy is there politically. And that is why you are hearing that they are fighting wicked now, the Ijaw people, because they believe it just turned. Now, that some people want to remove him. So that ethnicity is already playing. And the thing may, no matter how not the thing may play down now. But before next election, you will see the thing that will come up heavily. So ethnicity is going to, and look at what is happening today in Delta State. The Sekiris of Delta and the Ijaws of Delta, they are not in good term now over electoral ward or whatever. So all those things will begin to brew, but it will come to the normal temperature 2020 before the end of 2026. So ethnicity is a very big factor that is going to affect. There are a lot of people today that they will move to APC based on their ethnicity background. Some people will move out of APC because of them, because they cannot work together. So let's begin to watch and see. You will see what will happen 2026.
Let's also look at economic interference. Both states, I mean, Rivers and Delta states are oil-rich states. Is that going to also influence political play, political power dynamics, and potential conflicts, apart from what we are seeing now in 2027?
The only reason why these two states and possibly Akwa Ibom State, the only reason why they will become a bride is because of the humongous resources that the governor controls. Most of the resources are not being used. 13% derivation fund is there, statutory allocation is there, IGR is there. These three states are very rich. And by the time any political party that grabs the governor, definitely most of these governors will even vow to sponsor 2027 election. That is why they are beautiful bride now. The people that are receiving them, they are not receiving them because they love them, but they know that money to run 2027 election will be coming from them. That is part of the reason. And they themselves are not happy to go and join the APC. But if they join the APC, their sins will be forgiven. That is it.
Chief Jackson Lekan Ojo, for joining us on this evening's conversation.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.